So the drawing tools have been redone for Anime Studio 6 and there's been some great new functionality added. For example, with the Add Point tool, I can simply click and drag and I'm creating points and segments. Now, if I want to create a shape and close it off, it's very simple to do. If I drag over this point, you'll see there's a green indicator. If I drag over a segment, you'll see there's a red indicator. Either one of those, if I drop this new point on the segment or on this endpoint, will automatically weld. And for example, I've created a shape. It's welded this shape closed and auto-filled it. The autofill feature is also turned on. If I turn the autofill feature off, you'll see that it completes the shape, but it doesn't automatically fill it. The auto weld feature means that I don't automatically weld to that point. Again, if I turn these on, see the difference there. Now, this is a more complex shape, and what happens is it didn't automatically fill. What I can do is just simply grab the paint bucket tool and fill it. And this paint bucket tool uses whatever the current settings are on the style palette to fill the shapes. Go ahead and delete these and show you a little bit more complex shape. I'll make a donut here outside and then an inside. Funky looking donut. But I turned autofill off, and if you notice, these shapes were not automatically filled. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click with the paint bucket tool, and you'll see that I did indeed get a donut. Let me undo that. If, for example, I wanted something other than the donut or the center by clicking with the paint bucket tool, what I can use is the Create Shape tool. The Create Shape tool allows me to select a point on a segment or a segment, and it will kind of automatically select everything that's connected and make in effect a more simpler shape out of a complex set of shapes. So it's very easy to fill that. I hit the Create Shape button and then there I have my shape. So there's a little difference in the way the paint bucket and the Create Shape tool work. So those are fill tools. Back to the drawing tools. The next thing that I want to show you is the scatter brush tool. This is really neat. There's a number of different options here. In this case, I'll choose leaves, and what happens is I'm actually painting with vector-based objects. You can see the vectors and so forth there. Now, you don't have to live with the presets that are there. You can see there's a use clipboard option, and I can draw a little shape here and fill it with the current fill. Copy it to the clipboard, and then with my scatter brush tool, select use clipboard, and I'm painting with that shape. So as you can see, I've now created hearts. So another very simple yet very powerful tool. All the tools again have options available up here, and there's also a status bar or a message bar. For the scatter brush options, for example, I can set the size and spacing of these particular hearts and paint with those. So the last two tools that I'd like to show you are the shape tool and the text tool. The text tool, when you click on the text tool, what you're doing is adding text to a scene, obviously, but it's vector-based text. So you basically select whatever font that you would like, type in what you would want, and the text is then inserted in its vector-based outlines. The shape tool is very simple also. You click and select the shape tool and you're creating different geometric shapes. Again, as with all the tools, there are options at the top to change the tool behavior, and there are also messages that tell you how to change the tool behavior. The other thing is on all the tools is if you click on the tool icon up here in the left corner, you can reset the tool if you've changed the options from what the defaults were, and you can reset all tools. If you're going to go through tutorials, I highly recommend you do those before going through the tutorials. So that's pretty much the drawing tools as they are in Anime Studio 6. Very powerful, great new stuff, a lot of fun to play with. There's a lot of other options that we'll get into in some more advanced tutorials later on down the line.